Hey there, welcome back to the channel where we dig into the wildest, most gripping stories from everyday life. Picture this: a guy named Ethan Carter, an architect with a knack for dreaming big, sets out to build his perfect home in a quiet little town called Willow Creek, nestled deep in the Pennsylvania woods. All he wants is a cozy retreat, a place to strum his guitar, sketch some designs, and sip coffee while the morning mist rolls off the trees. But then, enter Barbara Hayes, the iron-fisted queen of the local HOA, who's got other plans for Ethan's land. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. My name's Ethan, and ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with creating spaces that feel alive, homes that breathe with the land around them. I'd spend hours sketching houses that looked like they grew out of the earth, with big windows to catch the sunlight, wooden beams that smelled like the forest. So when my grandpa left me this plot of land in Willow Creek, it felt like fate. The place was perfect: rolling hills, a little stream that gurgled like it was telling stories, and enough trees to make you forget the world existed. I could see it all in my head: a modest cabin, maybe 1,500 square feet, with a wraparound porch where I'd sit at dusk, strumming chords, losing myself in the quiet. It wasn't just a house, it was my sanctuary, my chance to unplug from the grind and just be. I got to work fast, sketching plans, meeting with builders, pulling permits from the town hall. Everything was falling into place, until one crisp October afternoon, when I'm walking out of the county office, arms full of paperwork, feeling like I'm on top of the world, and there she is, Barbara Hayes, striding toward me like she owns the whole damn town. She's got this power suit, hair sprayed into submission, and a clipboard that might as well be a scepter. "Mr. Carter," she says, her voice all syrupy but with this edge that makes your skin crawl, "I hear you're planning to build. You do realize your land falls under the Willow Creek HOA, right?" I'm floored. My land's been in the family for decades, free and clear, no HOA nonsense. I tell her as much, keeping my cool. "Barbara, this is private property, not part of your subdivision." Her smile tightens, like she's sizing me up, and she hands me a card. "Come to our next board meeting, Ethan. We'll review your plans, make sure they fit our standards." And with that, she's gone, her heels clicking like a countdown. That night, I'm sitting in my rented trailer, staring at the deed, double-checking every line. It's airtight, my land's not part of any HOA, never has been. But something about Barbara's confidence gnaws at me, like she's played this game before. I try to shake it off, figure it's just a misunderstanding, so I show up at the HOA meeting, deed in hand, ready to clear things up. Big mistake. Barbara runs that room like a courtroom, cutting me off before I can finish a sentence. "Our records show your property's under our jurisdiction," she says, waving some flimsy document nobody's ever seen. The other board members just nod along, like they're scared to breathe. I leave that meeting fuming, realizing this isn't a mix-up, it's a power grab. Then the harassment starts. First, it's letters, these official-looking notices from the HOA, signed by Barbara, threatening fines for non-compliance with rules that don't even apply. I ignore them, file them away, but they keep coming, each one nastier than the last. Then one morning, I catch two guys in khakis poking around my property with clipboards, claiming they're doing an environmental survey for the HOA. I tell them to get lost, they're trespassing, and they just smirk, like they know something I don't. A week later, my power's cut off. I call the utility company, and guess what? The HOA requested it. No explanation, no authority. I'm livid, but when I try to get the power back on, it's a maze of paperwork and delays, all with Barbara's fingerprints. It gets worse. My lumber deliveries vanish, redirected to who knows where. My contractors start getting creepy calls, anonymous voices warning them to drop the project or else. One guy, Mike, a grizzled builder who's been with me from the start, finds his truck tires slashed. Another wakes up to his toolbox smashed. Half my crew bails, scared off or fed up, and the ones who stay are jumpy, looking over their shoulders. Then, the final straw, I show up one morning to find my foundation, the one we just poured, covered in red spray paint. HOA property. I stand there, staring at those words, my heart pounding, feeling like someone's ripped my dream out of my chest. This isn't just about land anymore, it's personal. Barbara's trying to break me. I could have quit, packed up, sold the land, and walked away. But every time I thought about it, I saw that smug smile of hers, heard her voice dripping with condescension, and something in me snapped. No way was I letting her win. I hired a lawyer, Sarah, a pit bull who'd taken down HOAs before. We start building a case, documenting every letter, every trespass, every act of sabotage. I tracked down Mike, my lead contractor, and a few neighbors who'd seen Barbara's goons skulking around. Their stories match mine: intimidation, threats, all tied back to her. But I know legal stuff takes time, and Barbara's not slowing down, so I decide to fight fire with fire. I call up a buddy who knows a reporter at the local paper. We meet at a diner, and I spill everything: the letters, the vandalism, Barbara's fake documents. The story hits the front page, and suddenly, Willow Creek's buzzing. People I've never met start reaching out, sharing their own HOA horror stories. Unfair fines, secret fees, even a guy who says Barbara tried to block his kid's lemonade stand. The article lights a spark, and I fan the flames, organizing a town hall where folks can speak out. It's electric. Neighbors who'd been silent for years stand up, voices shaking, calling out Barbara's reign of terror. She tries to crash the meeting, storms in with her clipboard, but the crowd's done with her. "Sit down, Barbara," someone yells, and for the first time, she looks small. I don't stop there. I hire a private investigator, a guy named Ray who's got a nose for dirt. He digs into Barbara's dealings and comes back with gold. She's been skimming HOA funds for years, faking records to claim authority over properties like mine, even paying off local thugs to do her dirty work. It's a bombshell, and with Sarah's help, I file a lawsuit not just against the HOA, but Barbara herself. The courtroom's a circus, packed with reporters, neighbors, even some of Barbara's old allies who flipped on her. Sarah lays out the evidence like a prosecutor: the forged documents, the bank statements, Ray's photos of her hired muscle. Barbara's on the stand, stammering, her cool facade cracking as the judge leans in. "Ms. Hayes," he says, voice like gravel, "this court doesn't take kindly to fraud." The gavel drops. She's out, fined 6 figures, ordered to pay for every cent of damage she caused. I walk out of that courtroom, the sun hitting my face, and it's like I can breathe again. Barbara's gone, packed up, and left town, her reputation in ashes. The HOA's gutted, replaced by a new board that listens to people. I finish my house, and let me tell you, standing on that porch, guitar in hand, watching the fireflies dance at dusk, it's better than I ever imagined. But the real win? It's the park we built, me and I, on a patch of land near my place. It's got trails, a playground, a garden where kids plant sunflowers, a place that screams, "We did this together." Willow Creek's not perfect, but it's ours now, not some tyrant's playground. Here's the thing, though: as I sit here, looking out at that park, I can't help but wonder, how many Barbaras are still out there, running their little fiefdoms, bullying folks who just want to live their lives? It makes me think, about what we let slide, what we fight for. So, tell me in the comments, have you ever dealt with an HOA nightmare, or someone like Barbara trying to steamroll your dreams? What did you do? Fight, fold, or something else? Hit that like button if you're with me, subscribe for more stories like this, and let's keep the conversation going. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about a house, it's about standing up, together, for what's right.